Today I'm going to be grinding out some PvP battles with the Sunshine Cup, and this is because I am looking to get at least rank 20 by the end of this season because I want to get Pikachu Libre, and I also want to start making some content regarding Pokemon GO's PvP, and this is essentially me testing out my PvP skills, which I really have none. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Let's get right into it. Alright, what's happening folks? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So today it's going to be a gameplay day where we're going to be grinding out some PvP battles within the Sunshine Cup, and it's mainly because I do have some Pokemon that could be good for this particular cup, and it's also because I have been slacking when it comes to PvP battles. So we're just going to jump right in. My team consists of Shadow Gligar as well as, Diggersby and Clodsire. Let's actually see how far we can go. I want to get as many wins as I can, and it's really because I want to get as high of a rank as I can, and it's because we're in an interim season. It's one of those seasons where really you don't have to grind it out too far. It's mainly because it caps out at rank, I believe rank 20. There's no legend rank this season, and that means it's going to be incredibly easy for you to pick up the exclusive Pokemon. What is it? Pikachu Libre. So that's precisely what I'm going to be doing. Alright, so we got an opener. I believe this is a Pokemon I could take down quite easily. Yep, there we go. And we're gonna hopefully be able to get at least one more charge attack off before we... Oh, yep. Venusaur, interesting choice. Let's go with Clodsire. I actually don't mind Clodsire. Venusaur is a bit of an annoying Pokemon to go up against. Let's do some Sludge Bombs. I think this is gonna be okay. Now, when it comes to PvP, I will say I'm not necessarily the most skilled. I've certainly been very lax when it comes to PvP over the years, but I kind of want to change that. I think this might be the year where I actually try with PvP. Obviously, this current season is not necessarily that impactful. Let's actually... Oh, I shouldn't have gone with Earthquake. Yeah, you can see right there. Bad decisions. He's probably going to shield this. Yeah. That was a waste of a lot of energy. And... oh boy. Alright, so... it's gonna be Diggersby versus their last Pokemon, and I'm going to be down 2 shields. This is already looking pretty rough. But let's see what ends up happening. I'm gonna actually just throw out the Earthquake. Maybe we could get that last shield out. I'm wondering if I could win this matchup, though. We'll see. Let's go straight into it. This is actually looking pretty bad. The type advantage is definitely there. Oh boy, yeah, this might not be good. Yeah, Earth Power, oof, that hurts. Scorching Sands, I don't think is going to be that good, unfortunately. But let's just see, Well, I do believe Scorching Sands is going to reduce their, oh, maybe not. Okay, this is rough already. Ah, boy, yeah. So, yeah, this should tell you right here just how much I'm just not good at PvP. Alright, so this is a loss, unfortunately. I did make quite a lot of mistakes there. I probably shouldn't have shielded. I probably shouldn't have used Earthquake that one time, and my team in general is not really that synergized. It's not really a team that's going to do really well against a lot of the meta in the Sunshine Cup. It's just basically my 3 best that are eligible for this cup, but that's essentially what you kind of have to do at certain points. Like, you really can't just always go for like the best team because your collection is just not going to have it. Oh wow, they go straight into Nocturne. I didn't know Nocturne was a Pokemon that qualifies for this. We're gonna do Aerial Ace. Maybe we could get some neutral damage out. And I feel like I need to jump to Clodsire and to answer this. I obviously don't want to use Earthquake, but at least with Sludge Bomb, maybe that could do something. Oh boy, this is already looking tough. I wonder if Noctowl would work better for this team. Yeah, Psychic is gonna be rough to go against. And I'm pretty sure this is not going to deal that much damage. Let's actually see. Oh, they're going to shield it anyway. Okay. I don't mind that. Shield advantage could actually help me out here. Yep. Okay, we can get our sludge bomb off. Yeah, PvP is tough. It's one of those things where I feel like if I just PvP a lot more, I can just get better. It's a decision making. It's a game of decision making. Like, there's not really like anything to it. It's definitely like a skill thing. Like, you just want to make sure like you... I don't know. I actually don't know if it's any skill or technique that's involved in PvP. Some players will argue that, I don't know, like you're tapping and I don't know. It doesn't really feel that way. Oh, Dirtinator, interesting. All right. So they jump into a Pokemon that's going to be... Oh. I'm going to actually shield this because I know I can knock it out with Earthquake. And then we, of course, know that, I think... What was the first Pokemon? Blossom. Okay. So, Blossom is okay. Because we do have the Gligar still. Yeah, there we go. And we'll just throw out Gligar just to finish this off. What was I going to say, though? Yeah, I don't necessarily know if it's like a skill thing. You know, I did say that it's a skill thing, but it's actually more of just a strategy thing. You just have to know the strategies in PvP. And, you also have to deal with things like, you know, some people call it an algorithm. It's really a matchmaking system where they're going to pair you up with opponents that are going to be at an equal or about an equal win rate because they want to keep you at around 50%. But the differences are going to be in the decisions that you make. Wow, that was a 4-1. What is it? 1 win, 4 loss set. But let's just keep going. I actually think it's because of that, because I was tanking a little bit. But regardless, so I don't necessarily believe it as like a skill thing. It's mainly like a strategy thing. You want to set up the right team. You want to make sure you have a lot of practice with that team. And it's just all about decision making. It's a game of rock, paper, scissors. And you might have some unfavorable leads. You might have matchups that are just not good for you. But you could still potentially win. It's not always about type effectiveness, it's about decision making, making them burn shields at the incorrect time, making them, you know, not use shields when you actually have like a super effective move to use against them. Like right here, they burned a shield. I am going to opt to not burn a shield because I'm going to use Diggersby. And let's actually see if we could... We do have the shield advantage. Let's see if we could just knock it out straight away. And hopefully both Diggersby and Clodsire will be enough for the rest of their Pokemon. Oh, they're just going to burn both shields. So they're going all in on this one Pokemon. But I do not want Diggersby to take a lot of damage before we knock this out. We do have a lot of shields, and they have no shields. So this could be pretty good for us. I'm going with Fire Punch, mainly because I just kind of want to chip it down without spending too much energy, because I want to build up some energy for the next Pokemon that they could use, which I believe they'll still be able to get a charge attack off. Nope, never mind. And let's see what they bring out. Could be a water type, maybe. Oh, it's just going to be normal. Okay, it's Snorlax. And I think this is going to be a throwaway game. There's going to be these every now and then, which they're always great. Free wins are great. But still, it can be quite frustrating. Yeah, we got this one in the bag. Just 2 Scorching Sands. This should be it. Yeah, PvP is one of those things. I just wish I just spent more time in it. I think one of the issues with PvP that I've always had is just the ever-changing meta. I think because of that, I always find myself always kind of feeling behind. Anytime the new season starts, there's usually a big shift in the meta, whether it be because they change up the moves, maybe because certain Pokemon get released that are incredibly relevant. Whatever the case may be, it always feels like I do not have the right Pokemon in my collection. This is a particular season where I actually feel like I do have some decent Pokemon, but yeah, it just really sucks. And it's not just about whether or not you have the Pokemon, it's about whether or not you have them powered up, whether they're at the right levels, whether they have the right moves. there's just a lot of setup. There's a lot of Stardust that you have to spend, a lot of candies that you have to spend, and it can be very cumbersome. And I think because of that, a lot of people just tend to opt out of PvP, like doing any PvP battles. Totally understandable. I think if there was a little bit of consistency between seasons, I think a lot more players could actually get into it, because it really comes down to just what you have in your collection and whether or not you just happen to have the right Pokemon for that particular season. I know there's some players out there who will just continuously add a lot of Pokemon that they kind of foresee as being relevant in the future. I know some players will power up certain Pokemon, getting them ready for the Go Battle League. I know some players cashed out really heavily on Clodsire, knowing that it would be relevant, and it was relevant for a little while. But then, of course, it fell off of relevance. So, I don't know. That's the frustrating thing. You see that Clodsire is an OP Pokemon for the Great League, then you power it up and you get it all ready, and then the next season it falls off. And then, of course, all that Stardust and candy that you spent is no longer going to produce a Pokemon that is going to give you wins. So you spent all that Stardust for nothing, essentially. I think that's one of the big frustrations with PvP. And I think one of the things that they could do to mitigate it is to not have huge meta swings between seasons. And of course, another thing that they could do is, of course, just not have massive changes to moves every single season. Maybe they could have a few changes to the moves to make maybe one or two Pokemon a lot more relevant. But yeah, these huge meta swings are always really difficult to deal with for the average player. Now, of course, when it comes to competitive, like people who are in the higher ranks, it is always a lot more exciting to have certain Pokemon just suddenly become really good. And then, of course, to have a ever-changing meta that definitely keeps the competitive scene a lot more interesting. But realistically, you're not going to get a lot of casual players jumping on board. And that's always been my problem, because I've always been a little bit casual when it comes to PvP. But in any case, yeah, this battle that was pretty easy. Let's jump into the next one. The other thing that I really do not like about PvP is, I don't want this to be just a video where I'm just constantly ranting about PvP, but another thing that I really do not like is, of course, the grindy feeling of PvP. When it comes to Pokemon Go, I think what makes it really fun is if you have like maybe short bursts of gameplay, like you log in, you see what Pokemon are around you, or maybe you have like a 10-minute break and you just want to kind of grind it out a little bit before, you know, you end your break. Like, you know, that's where I feel like a Pokemon Go really shines, honestly. Like, there are times where I just want to like open up the game and play for a little bit. Sometimes I'll only have like an hour in my day, so I'll just jump into Pokemon Go, maybe do a couple of raids, maybe it's for like a spotlight hour or a raid hour. I'll just save my energy for then, and then I just play Pokemon Go as much as I can during that time that I can play. But other times it just feels like, I don't know, like the game requires just like so much of your time. Like if I were to do all 5 of these battle sessions, like it would if I were to do 5 battle sets for this video, this would probably be like an hour-and-a-half video. I know for some content creators, they kind of utilize the amount of time it takes to grind out PvP to, you know, like for streaming and stuff like that. Maybe I could jump into that, but for the sake of this video, I just wanted to do a couple of sets just to and just chat about PvP, and just yeah, that's basically what I'm doing here. But all right, I should be paying attention to these battles. I am actually struggling quite a bit. Fortunately, Clodsire is a good matchup against Graveler, so I might be able to eke this out, but I don't think I'm using my energy efficiently here. They're probably going to shield this. And if they don't, yeah, it's a one-hit KO. But we got a Houndoom as our last enemy. That's good. We could definitely bait out some shields here. And of course, Diggersby is going to be our last Pokemon, and that is definitely going to be a great choice up against this. So let's just jump in right now with Diggersby. We're going to try to throw in some Scorching Sands. We do have 1 shield left. It's probably going to be a dark type attack. Let's see. Oh, it's actually Flamethrower. No, I probably didn't have to shield that. But yeah, it's over. There we go. Scorching Sands. I don't know if it's going to fully knock it out, but yeah, it's like 1 or 2 fast attacks and it's done. So yeah, pretty easy one right there. Yeah. Another thing that I really think Niantic could do to improve PvP is change up the incentive structure. I think when it comes to the, actually let me show you. There is this thing right here. It's kind of like a timed special research that they do every single season where you could get a whole bunch of Stardust and even rare candies, and I think at the end of it you get like an elite charge TM and an elite fast TM. Those are always great, but it does require a lot of PvP battles in order for you to get the final rewards. I know for a lot of players it's just a lot. Another big incentive is of course the big Stardust boost at the end of the season, because when you collect the end of the season rewards, if you pop a star piece beforehand, you're going to collect yourself a huge chunk of Stardust, somewhere in like the 100,000s. I know a lot of players rely on that for their Stardust gains. They don't necessarily do a lot of Stardust grinding on the daily, and then they just rely on the end of PvP season rewards to get all their Stardust, and of course all the Stardust that they accumulate along the way. That's totally understandable. I think that is a pretty decent incentive structure. I think that system has actually worked for PvP, but I think they could do more. Whether it be like bringing back legendaries as PvP rewards, having them more often, maybe it's more exclusive Pokemon like Pikachu Libre that you can accumulate along the way rather than having to hit legend rank. I don't know what it could be. But regardless, I think they need to change the incentive structure to get players more on board with PvP, because as of right now, it does seem like only those who are really into PvP are going to get decent rewards, because when you hit legend rank and stuff like that, like, you do collect a lot of nice rewards, but overall for the average player, it's just not enough to get them on board. That's just what I've been experiencing. But regardless, I think it's something they could look into. Alright, so this Flygon is actually giving us a lot of problems. We do have a shield advantage, and now we have an energy advantage, but we're down one Pokemon. So it really depends on what they have. Of course, we do have, having the shield advantage is actually nice. If they do not have any shields, it's essentially almost over. Like, you're pretty much just going to be continuously one-tapping, two-tapping them. I do like, that aspect of the game. The shielding thing is actually pretty cool, honestly. Like, PvP in and of itself, it's essentially, it can be fun. The system is not bad per se from a gameplay point of view. I think in general, it's just, there could be more added to it. One other thing that I've noticed recently, maybe it's just because right now I'm in a pretty good connection and my phone is actually, a pretty updated phone, but it does feel like lately, I don't know, at least for me, this has been my experience, but it's been a lot more stable than previous seasons. I feel like in previous years, one of the things that has stopped players from wanting to PvP is just how buggy and how many server issues there tends to be when it comes to PvP. But it does feel like it's been a lot more stable lately. So I think that's been pretty good. Whatever Niantic has been doing to make PvP a lot more stable and smooth, like, yeah, that work is definitely showing. Because these battles are going pretty smoothly. I'm not experiencing any lag issues. I'm not experiencing any missed fast attacks or anything like that. I know that can be incredibly frustrating when it comes to PvP. But yeah, I'm not experiencing that right now, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I do know that has always been a bit of a roadblocker for a lot of players. I'm glad that there has been some work put into that. By the way, I'm only rank 12 right now with PvP, and it's almost halfway done. I actually think it is halfway done. That's a bad sign. That's a really bad sign. I need to get these battles done so that I could hit that rank 20 for Pikachu Libre. If I don't, yeah, it's just, it's going to be such a missed opportunity. I don't have, well, actually I have one Pikachu Libre, but it'd be nice if I could get another. I have never hit legend rank. There was one season where I was literally like maybe 2 wins away. That was incredibly frustrating. It really came down to just like the last set, and I just missed out on those 2 wins. I think I only got like, I don't know, maybe like 3 out of 5 wins on the very last set of the season. But I needed a full like sweep, like 5 win set, and I wasn't able to pull it off. That was really disappointing. But yeah, that was the closest I've ever been, and I think eventually I could probably hit it one day if I really grind it out. I'm pretty sure I can hit legend rank if I really try. But yeah, it obviously won't be this season. Maybe the next season, who knows. But again, it comes down to the meta. It really does. Like, if I have the right Pokemon, if I have some solid choices in my collection, then yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem hitting Legend Rank, because in some cases, you just have to do your 5 sets every day, and you'll be able to get enough points to hit Legend Rank. In some cases, it really is just a grind, you know? But yeah, this is looking okay, I guess. We're about to knock this one out, or it's about to knock mine out. Yeah, Flash Cannon, there you go. But no more shields, and essentially it's a Pokemon advantage now. Oh yeah, and they go back to our Rain Guru. Again, this looks like an opponent that just slapped some Pokemon together that are eligible, because I don't think any of these are truly that great within the Sunshine Cup. But yeah, we're almost done with this, and yeah, I think this is a good session for me to just kind of share my thoughts regarding PvP. And of course, I could be talking more about these actual battles, but this is at such a low elo where a lot of these battles are not necessarily going to be that serious. And of course, it is an interim season, so I'm not going to really sense a lot of competitive gameplay out of this. Yeah, but still, I think these battles are still fun, I guess. Yeah. Is that the end of the set? I think it is. Well, maybe I have one more battle. Yeah, that was the end of the set. Cool. So there you go. Oh my gosh. My bag is full. Let's actually cut down some Pokeballs. There we go. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's get rid of some pineapple berries and collect the rare candy. And let's see what Pokemon we get. Togedemaru. Sweet. So we'll just catch that and claim the set, and let's see if we rank up. Yes, we do. There you go. Alright, so there you have it. This is my little session of PvP. Again, I think some improvements can always be made to the PvP system. I think there needs to be more incentives, because honestly for me, like, I just did what, like 1.5 sets? And I already feel done for the day, like when it comes to PvP. That's just how it feels for a casual player trying to get into PvP. It is rough. It is rough. And I think that's something that Niantic should look into, because otherwise it's going to be a very niche part of the game. I don't think a lot of players really actively get into PvP. Very few people do. I myself included. So yeah, I would love to get into PvP, because I think it's an aspect of the game that definitely has a lot of longevity. But again, it's just really hard to get into it with the ever-changing meta, with all of the incentives that are just not that worth it for the average player, and just in general, it just feels so incredibly grindy. So yeah, hopefully these are things that Niantic will look into, and we'll see a much better PvP system in 2026 and beyond. But yeah, thank you for joining me for this gameplay session. I hope it was fun for you to watch, and hope you got some good insights from my discussions and from some of my ranting, I guess. But yeah, definitely share some thoughts in the comments down below. What are your thoughts regarding my gameplay? I guess I was kind of not really getting fully invested into it. I was just kind of battling in the background almost. Yeah, I probably, if I want to get into PvP content, I guess I got to take it more seriously. But yeah, maybe the next one I'll actually really engage with the battles and go over some strategies and stuff like that. But yeah, that's essentially going to be it for this video. Oh, don't make sure you hit that subscribe button if it's your first time here. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you turn on the notification bell, all that good stuff, and then check out the links in the description below. And yeah, with that said, I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll catch you all later.